Google Plus is still pretty new, especially in the internet marketing world. With that said, what you will be learning in the next few lessons alone is far beyond what most marketers understand about Google Plus right now. Furthermore, Google will be watching how we as marketers use Google Plus over the next 12 months. How we interact with Google Plus in that time frame will dictate how rules and policies in Google Plus will work in the future. So let's lead with our best foot forward. We only need to look as far as spam email to see how a powerful platform that brings businesses closer to their customers can be abused. Now, to avoid this, we need to take a different approach. Now, you already understand Google Plus's basic limitations with the most powerful aspect of their platform, circles. But in this video, I want to take you a step further and teach you how to conduct yourself on Google Plus as an individual and as a business. Now, side note, remember, pretty much everything you can do on a profile, you can do on a Google Plus page too. Every website that has heavy social interaction like Google Plus carries with it a certain type of mentality and sometimes unspoken code of conduct. Following the code of conduct that users have established is always better than merely adhering to the basic rules and limitations that the creators of the site originally laid out. By observing how veterans of the site conduct themselves and following their example, you show the rest of the users that you are one of them and are trustworthy of their attention. So here's the do list. Post, but in many ways. Now, the beauty of Google Plus is that through circles, you can send the same message to several different contacts from one place in the same way services like Aweber does with email. Sometimes there's just one message you want to get out and you want to make sure all of your contacts get it within a short period of time, but you don't want to look spammy. Now, we'll be going into the nuts and bolts of how to do this in the next video, but keep in mind that you can broadcast the same message to different segments of your contacts within Google. Next, share other people's content. If it's interesting, share it and tell people why. Something catch your eye on someone's page or profile? Click the arrow below the post to share it. You can also leave a comment, which is highly recommended. To the left of the arrow is the +1 button, and yes, you can +1 your own posts. Sharing or +1ing someone's post tells the rest of Google Plus that you think their post is of high quality and needs to be seen and shared. The person who originally made the post will also see that you shared it or +1'd it through a notification through Google Plus. This will entice them to do the same for your own profile or page down the road. Adding a hashtag will help people find more of your content in your profile or page. Hashtags are like digital breadcrumbs that bring your followers closer to you. Now, hashtags also help people to search out a topic more easily because when you create a hashtag in your post, Google creates a link to a list of similar posts that uses the same hashtag. Hashtagging your post gets you exposure on these lists. Now, as a side note, marketers that incorporate hashtags into their Google Plus posts that also match keywords can experience an increase of traffic to their website. Be sure to thank action takers. The more you share posts, the more often your own posts will be shared. When your post has been shared by someone, you will also be notified on Google Plus and or email. Be sure to thank them for sharing your post and +1 their share. Follow it up with a comment and you'll begin to see even more people sharing your posts more often. Mentioning other Google Plusers, bold, italicize, etc. Now, the ability to alter how a Google Plus post looks is a double-edged sword. The very best way to format a post will be debated until the internet basically closes down, okay? So even still, just remember that using these formatting options in moderation is the best way to enhance and highlight your post without confusing or irritating people. If you can add images to your post, do it. Pictures help people and Google put written content into context. Now let's go over the don't list. It's pretty small, but still bears discussing. First things first in the don't list, it may seem obvious, but it's worth mentioning first. Don't spam your circles. You'll find yourself blocked or removed by these contacts fast if you do. Also, don't go overboard with mentioning people by name in Google+. It feels a lot like spam if it's done too much. Use this for the most important postings you do. And finally, we come to the 80-20 rule. Now, the 80-20 rule dictates that only 20% of a company's posts on social media should be actually about the product it sells. Keep in mind as we go further into Google+, okay? Now, circling interesting people in your personal and business life will make following this 80-20 rule way easier. Now, in the next video, I will show you how to make your posts pop. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video.